You're catching up with Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast. Thanks to Sterling Homes. Make the move and visit sterlinghomes.com.au today.
I have some exciting news.
What news? You are fake news.
Well, that's good news.
Triple M breakfast with Roo, Dits and Loz.
Overnight news.
Just coming up on the screens on the TV that there could be a chance of a bit of a ceasefire over in Gaza, so that would be good news.
Let's hope so, yeah.
They've been
definitely
smashing the hell out of each other.
Yeah, they have.
Going crazy over there, so let's hope that can slow down for at least a bit.
Yeah, it's dragged on for far too long.
It really has.
Did you, just while we're talking about that, did you see the Russians' retaliation to ISIS in the 100 and something people, just shot at gunpoint? Just crazy stuff in the theatre on the weekend.
Yeah.
The Russians caught 4 of the ISIS people. They have absolutely pounded these 4 people they've caught. They've tortured them.
Yep.
Looks like an ear's missing, an eye's missing.
Yep.
They've hooked up the genitals to a battery. They're just going full bore. And apparently Putin does it in jail.
Oh, he does it to his friends.
Yeah.
You
Tortures
know.
his friends.
Yeah. How are you not? Half of his friends are dead.
Well, they're not friends if you kill them, are they?
They were.
They were. They were his closest friends. Yeah.
Gave him a bad tip at the races or something.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Looked at him weird.
Loz, tell us about Banksy.
So Banksy, you know who Banksy is?
I don't
know.
You don't know who Banksy
No.
is? He's a famous street artist. Well, I say he's famous. His works are famous. Nobody knows who he is. So
What do you mean no one knows who he is?
he's an anonymous street artist. No one's ever been able to figure out who he
On the
is.
text line.
Yeah, it's like an anonymous
Based where?
texter. The UK.
Right.
So
Anonymous artist.
his works are worth millions of pounds, and they increase the value of the building they're on by millions of pounds. They increase a lot of people, when it happens in their area, don't like it because their rent goes up. That's how much. That's how iconic and famous his works are.
He must have made this decision to be anonymous from day one.
Many years ago. I don't really know the history on how it all came to be so popular, but he's just an iconic sort of anonymous figure, and a part of it, I'm sure, is the anonymity. I struggle with that word. I don't know if you can tell. Anyway, they thought they figured out who he was because a new works popped up in Finsbury Park. Okay, so it's on the side of a building in Finsbury Park, and people had come over to look at it. They're filming, and they're like, "Oh, that's him. That's Banksy. That's him there." And it wasn't him. It was the landlord's dad. His name's George Giorgio. He's about 60 years old.
Right.
And he's saying things like, "Mate, if they just asked me who I was, I would have told them I'm a bloody landlord's dad." He's like, "This whole thing's a bloody hoopla. I don't like it." He's like, "I'd like to paint over it right now. I've already spent $1,000 on perspex to protect the bloody thing." He said, "It's a pain in my arse, this Banksy."
Right.
Anyway, so it's not him.
Right.
They haven't
Move
figured
on.
out who he is.
Keep trying to find him.
Giorgio.
Right.
We've had a bit of a lost dog from a lady in Adelaide. She's 69, this lady. She sent her little, what are they called, an English setter up to go in some shows up in Queensland, and it's escaped. So she's had to call in the heavy
Do
hitters.
not fret, my little woodland friend, for your life is in the hands of Ace Ventura.
She's called in the pet detective. Did we speak to a pet detective on this show?
Is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Haven't
Really?
you seen the movie?
I have, yeah, but
Yeah.
how often would you need to call a pet detective?
Well, not very often. I would have thought maybe it's a part-time gig. It's
Right.
after hours. Cost of living crisis. I'll be a pet detective at night.
But she has actually called on one.
Yep, she's called in a pet detective to try and find it. They've even got drones and all sorts to try and find this pet.
Wow. Why
Yeah.
can't they just use a normal detective? Do cops just not care about dogs?
Probably a bit busy.
Yeah, they got a lot on their plate, don't
Catching
they?
a real criminal.
All right.
Yeah.
The Simpsons, another prediction.
I know, and this is just incredible. So The Simpsons have predicted a lot of weird stuff over the years, and usually it's insane things that come through that they would never have thought.
Yeah.
But Trump and Ebola, COVID, even really specific things like there was the Whacking Day episode with the snakes. There was an incident with that. Anyway, they've done it again. So there's an episode where Cypress Hill, a famous sort of rap group from the US, are pairing up with the symphony orchestra in an episode. Here's a grab.
Do you know Insane in the Brain?
We mostly know classical, but we could give it a shot.
It's happening. They're actually pairing up with the symphony orchestra and doing a gig together. It's
Because
come
of The
true.
Simpsons?
Well, I don't know whether it's because of The Simpsons, but it's just they're doing a massive show, and then someone brought up The Simpsons predicted this, and they went, yeah. It's actually quite a good idea. It ended up
Was it 1996?
Yeah.
It goes back a long, long time.
a really long time.
Yeah.
But it's finally coming true.
It all keeps happening out of The Simpsons.
It's
doesn't it?
weird.
Yeah.
It's
Who
weird.
would have thought? Simpsons and Nostradamus.
That's what's making news.
Rude It's and Loz, Triple M.
Celebrities.
Got a bit of celebrity news for you.
Influencers.
Instagram, Triple M Adelaide page, whatever that means.
He's got his ear to the ground.
It'll be downloaded, uploaded. What do you do to them?
It's time for Chris Dittmar's
OMG.
OMG.
Can you believe it? One of our favourite movies of all time. And I say favourite because so many people try to emulate this and copy it, but there's going to be a sequel.
Don't worry about it. You're still in good shape. All you got to do is just tap it in. Just tap it in.
Happy Gilmore. It's coming back as a sequel. 1996, the first one.
Bloody
So
hell.
a long time between drinks. But it was a good movie. Yeah, I mean, everyone loved it, didn't
God.
they? Golfers always talk about, I'm doing a Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quoted it like at least twice a week.
Yeah. All right,
Believe
so
that
look out
belongs
for
to
that.
Mr.
That is,
Gilmore.
is that nearly the longest gap between sequels?
be.
20
It's gotta be long.
years.
Is it a sequel? It's not a remake, is it? It's a
No,
sequel.
sequel.
So
Happy
we're going to
Gilmore
see
2.
what's happened to Happy.
Yeah.
Wow.
How did his career
Wow.
I'd be an older
go?
hunchback.
Yeah.
You're a Rebel Wilson fan?
Yeah, she makes me laugh.
All right. Over the last couple of days, she's announced this is about her book. Now, I'm just a bit sceptical. Is this just a blatant promotion for her book? She says, I'm going to name, and in fact, a whole chapter is going to be devoted to the biggest asshole I ever worked with.
Really?
And now it's been revealed who it is.
My wife, she make this cheese.
Very nice.
She make it from a milk from her teeth.
Oh,
So Sacha Baron Cohen, what? She says the worst experience of her life. He tried to get control yourself there, Loz. He
that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
tried to get her to do a nude scene in the Grimsby movie that they did together. And anyway, she's devoted a whole chapter. And what's happened over the last couple of days, he has given her a bit of impetus because he's hit back and his PR team's come out and said, I will sue and I'll get lawyers and I'll do this and
It's
that.
just not true.
She's hit back and then... So up until last night, it was anonymous. We didn't know who it was. And she's now actually said, no, it's Sacha Baron Cohen. Whole
She's a
chapter about
lawyer,
it.
a rebel as well.
she?
Yeah, she is.
okay.
So she knows how tricky this sort of stuff can be. I think it's interesting that she's going out no holds barred.
Well, she's probably allowed to talk about her experience with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, and it is
selling
that
books.
sort of, it is that thing of
It's selling books.
who knows what happened on the film
Her
set.
book's
kind of
called
thing.
Rebel Rising. Good title.
cool.
Hey, something closer to home. Okay, let's get out of the world of Hollywood. Couple of cricketers. Mitchell Starc is married to Alicia Healy. They've just bought a house for $24 million, if you don't mind. Imagine if he could actually bowl straight.
He got paid
wow.
$4 million for 8 weeks' work, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
In the IPL?
Yeah.
Well, are you kidding me?
$24 million in one of the northern suburbs of Sydney. They've just bought a house
Where
for.
does all this money come from in cricket?
What do female cricketers
Yeah, she's going all right.
earn?
She's
But
pretty, yeah. She,
are they in the millions, though?
yeah,
or-
they are now with the
Are
Indian
they?
Premier League. Well, some of them get $500,000 each for a season, which again goes about
Cricket?
8 weeks. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, cricket, there's big money in the 2020 stuff, Loz. It's huge.
Now, just to wrap it up,
wow.
I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which I was once asked to go on, of course, thanks to Roo.
That's all right.
Um,
Is there anything you wouldn't do if you went on there, Dits?
I wouldn't do nudity.
So you can
however,
work with Sacha
God.
Baron Cohen.
and I wouldn't.
Guess what?
And
the
Snake.
producers didn't want you to either.
Do you know what? But I've just seen what they're getting paid. I will do nudity.
How much?
If you're listening. So Fev has come out, Brendan van Volen, and
He's
said...
not on there, is he?
No, but in
I
2016...
watched it last night to see who was on there. They have got a very ordinary cast.
Slim pickings.
Candace Warner's the only person I think I knew on there.
$500,000, Candace.
They got Frankie Muniz,
Who's that?
the guy
Guy
from
from
Malcolm in the
Malcolm
Middle.
in the Middle.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Do they?
They always
Yes.
bring, they brought
Who
in
was
Marsha
Malcolm
Brady
in the Middle?
last night. They always bring in a little...
Malcolm in the Middle was huge.
Yeah, you two are bloody different.
Nominated
Sorry,
for Emmy
Dits.
Awards, Golden Globes.
Golden Globe. Brian Cranston launched his career.
Yeah.
Come on.
Talk amongst yourselves while I do my segment. Candace Warner, $500,000.
How long's that for?
That's your sign-on fee, and then you get per episode you get paid. So Fev said that in 2016 he got $250K. And then $5,000 per day that you last. So he said, I lasted a week. I've got $35,000 extra.
That's
Warney got 2.2
Yeah,
million.
Warney's Warney.
So yeah, it's not bad though, is it?
That's good though.
To the producers, I will do nudity.
Don't say that. You'll
I'll
never
play
get
with
on.
snakes.
It's Rude It's and Loz.
Oh, no.
Triple M.
For all your steel supplies, it has to be Centurion Steel. Centurion.com.au.
G'day, it's Tex Walker from the Crows.
Come on. Tex. Righto, now, Tex, a week ago, I said to you, you might want to consult your lawyer. If I was you, I'd get straight onto him when you leave here today. Now, you know last week the coffee you bought me?
Yeah.
I've had it forensically tested. I've sent it off because when I left here last Tuesday morning, I started throwing up violently. Not just going to the toilet. I had to miss a couple of days of work.
Yeah.
I was interviewing poor Byron Choppy Pickett on stage at the Port Adelaide Football Club. I had to run off stage and go and get in my car and drive home.
Well, that's very upsetting, mate. I'm sorry to hear.
Why are you blaming Tex?
Well,
sorry?
Why are you blaming Tex?
Because it happened as soon as I'd finished my coffee that he bought me.
Speak to my lawyer.
Yeah, well.
And I had just sort of said that, it is a crime to put laxatives in people's drinks. And it might have been something that's gone on here at Triple M.
You're just assuming.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Don't blame Tex.
I'm
Stop
not.
licking things that you shouldn't be licking or kissing things that you shouldn't be kissing.
Excuse
He's
me.
just too germy,
That's how you
Dix.
get crook.
Mr.
Sharing your
Germaphobe.
saliva.
Get germ resistant, you wouldn't get crook.
Yeah.
That's
Is
right.
that your water bottle there?
Yes,
Wash it properly.
I do.
You sure?
You
It's
keep
got
right away
spores
from
of
it.
mould in it. And
Anyway.
So how have you
Anyway.
bounced back? You look a bit thin. You're looking
I've
good.
lost weight. Yeah, for sure. I haven't
he's
been
had
out to
a
eat
glow
for a
up.
week.
He's had the gastro glow up.
It would be the worst thing to get, I reckon.
Oh, it's horrible.
Especially
going
when it's
around.
coming out both ends.
Yeah.
Well, stay over there.
Yeah.
Don't come near me,
All
please.
right. No, I'm clean now. All right. Footy Tex.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
yeah.
trying. No, I'm quite serious about this. So I reckon Gold Coast away from home is going to, in the end, people are going to see the form of that and say, actually, they're really, really hard to beat up there. And I think in the end, Geelong the other night were a real, real good side as well. Now, am I being too kind or not?
Well, it's nice to hear you being so kind about the Crows.
No,
we kick ourselves in the foot a little bit. On Friday night, we were fundamentally very poor, so we almost hurt ourselves. We gave ourselves opportunities, which was a pleasing thing. But for me, I look at the scope of the year, and we've only played 2 games, but you don't want to continue this form. Like we need to work on a few things and try and fix it straight away.
What do you think? The forward line sort of looked a bit rushed and not composed. It was the strongest area in the side last year, and even yourself rushed a couple of kicks. Is it just perceived pressure? Is it Friday night football? What do you think was the reason people were just choosing the wrong options?
Oh, probably a bit of everything, mate.
Bit of everything?
Yeah. I'm not sure if Friday night footy's one. You just play footy wherever it is.
I was just trying to chuck up all the different
Yeah, I think it's more
reasons.
so like the pressure can become perceived, and then probably making poor decisions and poor execution would be my two guesses, mate.
David King, there are many experts in the world of football these days. There are 100 footy shows to watch, aren't there? There's so much on, and they're all saying something.
I don't think there's enough personally.
That's right. No, there's
Start
nothing.
one, Loz.
Currently,
Start
there's no footy show at 3 a.m. at the moment.
Do you watch any footy shows?
I don't.
Do you, Root?
I do
too
try
many.
and keep up with them just to make sure I've got all the news for Triple M.
I just think in the end, there's so much said. It's overdone because people have to say something. They've got to fill an hour.
Job justification.
That's it. Very good term. I'll use that. David King said the midfield of Adelaide is vanilla. No flair is what he's saying. And, how do you respond to that?
Oh, well, he can come down and help us out if he wants, can you?
All right. That's your
Does
response.
he want to
I
sprinkle a
don't-
bit of Milo in there?
Yeah,
or
that's
what's
right.
going on?
Well, Jordan Dawson's vanilla.
Yeah.
Matt Crouch
Well,
and
that's a good
Laird are
response.
vanilla, and
Yeah.
Jake Saligo's
That's
vanilla.
what- that's
I
what
think
he's
everyone's
saying.
coming
I
out
think
and saying that now, aren't they? Just
I
because we've
think
had 2
he
losses.
needs to be very careful on what he says. I don't think our midfield are vanilla at all.
Yep.
Can we improve? Yeah, always. Every midfield would want to improve on something, but no, I don't cop that.
Tex, have they played less of Rankin through the midfield, Rochelle, Pedler in the first couple of games compared to pre-season? I think lots of people have said that it looked like, and it was spoken about a lot over the summer, but hasn't eventuated in rounds 1 and 2.
We play Rankin more midfield against West Coast in pre-season 1 and then against Gold Coast, and then we're saying he's too much in the midfield. Now we're saying he's not too much.
I know that. But have they actually played less in the midfield or not?
Oh, I couldn't tell you the
don't know?
exact numbers, but we're still trying to work on the balance of, for Ranks as an example, how much forward, how much mid does he
Saligo
play.
will play more in the midfield now that he's fit.
Yeah, so we'll continue to work on the balance of that
If you
going forward.
had your time differently, what would you have done with Tom Stewart the other night, who ended up probably best on ground in the game?
Some bloke averages an All-Australian jacket every 30 games.
30 games,
I think credit where credit's due. He's a superstar, and I think it's one of the most amazing stories of AFL footy. Like, for him to come as a mature age, we tried a couple of things, but it just didn't work.
Well,
so
most sides don't even try and do anything against him. Adelaide actually tried
kicking it to him.
Actually, Adelaide tried to tag him and didn't get it right, and he played better, didn't he?
Yeah, we need to move the ball a little bit better to make it harder for him, 100%. But he's just a super reader of the game, and I honestly think it's one of the best stories of last 20 years.
Yeah,
for him to come into the AFL, this is an elite sporting environment, and he's coming and just it's like a duck to water. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I love watching him when he's not playing the Crows, you know.
Shazza Dittmar thought he played for the Crows because you kept kicking it to him.
Thought he joined the side.
She rang in yesterday and said, he played really well for the Crows, didn't he? Kept kicking it to him.
We might need to get Shaz and Kingy down to the Crows.
Yeah.
That's right.
She'd burn up.
Shaz would be able to get Shaz down there or not?
She only goes to the showdowns.
Put water on the Wicked Witch, that's what would happen to Shaz and the Crows.
All right. Yeah, Tex is with us in the studio. Hey, before we move on to Fremantle, the other night, did you swap Guernseys with someone?
Maybe.
What happened?
What?
Oh, well, Tomahawk's one of my favourite players, and I was very lucky, grateful to be able to swap Guernseys with Hawk.
Did you?
Might be a bit baggy on you.
What were you wearing this week? How many Guernseys have you got?
Oh, I don't know. That's Vinny Del Bono's problem.
So you're going to find another 13.
Yeah, somewhere.
He's a jet.
And did this just happen spontaneously after the game?
Oh, because I love
to him?
Hawk. I've always idolised him, and I asked him after the game, and then he signed it after the game and gave it to one of the boys to give to me. And
how good.
Now I've got to go and send mine.
Did he want yours or?
He did say that he wanted mine,
But have you been collecting them, other people's?
I was trying to get Buddy's last year,
but
then
luck.
he did his calf.
I reckon Buddy'd give you one if you rang
He did say that.
Oh, nice. All right, Freo this week. What do they bring, do you think?
Well, they're in good form. Their mids are in good form, so we're going to have to win the contested footy a lot and try and get it forward and play some Crows footy. I reckon it's going to be a good win on the road. Brodie Smith's 250th. Imagine Gordo up there. You know Gordo?
Oh, yeah.
Brodie's old man.
Oh, yeah. Good
little
port man,
sprinkler.
Gordo.
Yeah.
Used to be.
A little sprinkler pops up.
I reckon Tex is going to kick a bag this week. I've just got a feeling.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I reckon there's a bag in it for the big Texan.
Just before you go, you know that my second cousin Shazza rings in on a Monday. This is the advice that this is what she had to say.
I really like that new forward you've got. What's his name? Tom Stewart. God, he's got some good marks.
Tom Stewart plays for Geelong, Shaz.
Are you sure, Dick?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Oh, I thought he must have been a Crows player, the way he was kicking to him laced out all night.
There you go.
Jeez, Shaz.
She's pretty naughty,
She's a
I
bit
Shazza.
cheeky, isn't she, Shaz?
She's very naughty.
All right, you got a gag for us?
I've just had confirmation, Dits. Do you know diarrhea is hereditary?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it runs in your genes.
Oh, nice. There you go. What he did after you bought me coffee last week, I can tell you that much.
Are you going to have 2 days off again now?
No, you've had a very, very tough week, mate. We all love you, and we love your father-in-law.
Good luck.
Mate. Thank you.
Tex Walker, all thanks to Centurion. Still, before we go, we do have to award a winner for our Gather Round Spectacular. We've got Nelson on the line right now.
Nelson, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Nelson, were you named after the Simpsons character or Nelson Mandela?
Neither, but get that all the time, so it's all good.
All right, mate, what was the code word?
I think it was Delta.
Well done, Nelson.
All right, you're heading to the footy show next Tuesday night. Congratulations.
Excellent. Thank you very much. My daughter will be very happy with that.
It should be a huge night
Have
by
a
the
great
sounds
night
of it.
with
So
her, yeah.
congratulations, Nelson. Well done.
It's Rudets and Loz, Triple M.
Rudets and Loz here on Triple M. Loz, I was going to say this is one of the funniest stories I've heard, but it's not actually funny.
Well,
it's kind of is.
There's humour if you're not in it.
Oh,
if you're in it, you'd be in hell.
Yeah, we've heard of blokes being in the doghouse before, Roo.
Yeah.
How deep in the mire do you think this fella is?
Well, let's find out. Let's go and speak to Tom, who left a wedding dress on the roof of a car, cost a couple of grand. It's now on Port Wakefield Road somewhere, or someone's playing dress-ups out at Parafield Gardens. I don't know what's going on. Tom, what's it like sleeping in the doghouse?
Oh, gee.
It's been a rough couple of nights, I'll be honest.
Tell us, just relive it. Tell us exactly what happened.
So we were visiting our storage unit out in Burton to try and move a couple of things back to our place, get ready for the winter. And the wedding dress box was in the car, and I've shuffled around some seats and thought, I'll put it on the ground. That'll be a better spot for it because I don't want to ruin the box. Thought, no, that's not a great spot. So I put it up on the roof instead and got a little bit distracted along the way and unfortunately left the wedding dress box up on top of the roof. And as we drove down Port Wakefield Road, it's obviously flown off at some point there.
So you didn't intend to have it on the roof. That was just there sort of as you were packing things.
Yeah, just as I was packing things.
Like I've done with a cup of coffee, to be honest. I've done that sort of similar.
Or a phone.
Yeah.
Now,
There's
Tom,
a few people have said that along the way.
are you married already? Has this dress been worn, or is this dress about to be worn?
This dress will be worn at our wedding early next year.
Okay, this is all right. Is this something that you've done in the past? Is this classic Tom behaviour, or is this out of character for you?
I'd like to say it's out of character, but this is certainly the first time it's come to this sort of gravity of a situation.
Okay.
The $500 hasn't flushed anyone out. I thought that was good of you and smart of you to put up a reward.
Yeah, I thought so as well, and it's it's been shared in lots of different places at the moment, and it's been crazy, but no results as of yet, unfortunately.
I reckon that's a positive in a way that maybe no one's got it. Maybe it's blown off and it's just sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
Can you describe the box? I mean, how recognisable is it?
Unfortunately, it looks like every other packaging box has been.
Brown cardboard box.
All shipped up with a name and an address, but unfortunately, hasn't been found yet.
All right. Now, tell us about the dress. Was it made locally, or how flash is it?
My partner bought it from overseas, and I hadn't actually seen it at all until it popped up on TV last night, and I saw a photo of her in the dress for the first time. So
it's beautiful. A couple of grand's worth.
Yes, it was a lovely dress, but not to be at this point until we find it again.
Okay.
Now, how well did she take it?
Look, there was a few expletives used along the way, but I think just the message of Tom, you're an idiot, and I think that's one that's still ringing true in my ears at the moment.
Oh, Tommy boy, look, I really hope for your sake that the dress shows up. I think if it doesn't, we need some sort of government initiative or GoFundMe to help you out, because my heart is broken for you. It is. Look, I mean, it's a dress at the end of the day. It's a piece of fabric, but it's still meant, it's symbolic dress. And it's the dress. So hopefully it shows up for you, Tom, and
you'll be right, mate.
You'll be right. It's
We're
Thank
with
you
you
very much for your support.
Just maybe have someone else take care of the rings on the wedding day. That's
he didn't.
Tom's
Tom.
not sharing your birthday. All right.
I'll be trusted with that one, obviously.
Too soon.
Yeah. All right. Good on you, Tom. Thanks,
Good luck, mate.
There
All
he is,
the best.
Tom Mitten, and let's hope. Look, please out there, anyway, if you've got it, please
Find
ring
the
us.
dress, help them out.
Brown cardboard box, $500 up for grabs. It's worth doing the right thing and dropping
Let's
it
go on a
back.
hunt.
But
for
you
it.
know what? I'd like to think someone would just
they've
come
already done
forward
it.
anyway.
Hey,
someone should just come forward anyway.
I think they will.
What do you want with a dress? What do you want with a dress?
What about wedding disasters?
Well, Loz worked as a wedding singer, didn't you?
I was a wedding singer, but I was a maitre d' for years too. That's where you see the real dark stuff.
So you've seen some good things.
Yeah, I've had some. Well, I mean, he lost his dress. I had one bride, her dress split open 5 minutes before the ceremony. I had to sew her into it.
No.
Yeah, it was. I've had, and that wasn't even the worst thing that's ever happened. There's been poo accidents and all sorts.
Oh, you can't poo in your wedding dress.
No.
Loz.
No.
1-333-5-3. What are your wedding disasters? Have you forgotten the rings? Have you not rocked up after a buck show the night before? Give us a call, 1-333-5-3. We've got a double to go to Gather Round Crows and Melbourne Thursday night footy. These tickets are rare as hen's teeth. Give us a call, 1-333-5-3.
It's 3 Dits and Loz, Triple M.
Poor Tom Mitten has lost his wife-to-be's wedding dress.
Oh.
Sat it on the top of the car. They drove away down Port Wakefield Road, and it is somewhere out there. Flew off the top of the car.
Brides can be bad enough with the pressure as it is without the wedding dress going missing. Let's go to Aberfoyle Park. Franca, what happened with a wedding that you know of?
Oh, no, it was my wedding. We lost one of our wedding cars a few days beforehand and ended up deciding to use my parents' car.
Yeah.
Day of the wedding, everything went perfectly. In the morning, get in the car with my dad. Bridesmaids got in the other car. We get to the church, excited, walk up the aisle. Dad's so proud. We get starting through the ceremony. Dad goes and sits down. He's done his I hand her over bit, and we're happily going through the ceremony. And the next thing, all you hear in the church is clomp, 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 clomp. My mother wasn't at the wedding yet because I'd left her a car with no fuel in it.
Oh, no.
And then she went to use my bridesmaid's car and she had the keys on her in her handbag at the wedding.
Oh, my
So my mum was stranded.
Your mum missed your wedding.
No, she didn't miss all of it. She just missed the bit where Dad handed me over and the priest started.
Just the most important bit.
She would have been furious.
Oh, no, Mum.
Let's head to Kensington. G'day, Troy. What happened with your wedding?
Good morning, everybody. I had my brother's wedding. I was the best man, big show, a couple of hundred people there. It was a pretty long day. My speech was the last piece of the night. I'd spent about 2 months preparing a beautiful speech and had a few too many beers and decided when I looked out in the crowd, I'd just throw the speech away and go for it off the cuff. Got about 10 minutes into a tangent that wasn't really heading anywhere and was told pretty quickly to wrap it up.
No! Wrap it up!
Yeah, and Troy, right now you can wrap it up again.
Oh,
Good on you.
no.
Thanks for ringing in.
Wrapped him up.
Tom Minton has put his wife's-to-be's dress on the roof of his car and then driven off and lost it somewhere between Burton and Burnside Village. Put $500 up for a reward to hand it in. Still haven't found it.
Different bookends, Burton and Burnside Village, aren't
A little bit. Let's go to Aberfoyle Park. Karen, what's happened to you in a wedding?
Good morning. I had the trifecta of weddings.
Oh.
I got married on September 15 of September 11, so I lost half of my reception attendees because they couldn't fly in, and we got no refund.
Oh.
Then on the Friday night before the Saturday morning wedding, Ansett wet bus, so we lost the entire honeymoon package.
Oh, no. What? No.
With no refund.
Oh, no.
And then after the wedding, our best man lost the wedding certificate.
Oh, you're joking.
So you weren't even really technically married.
Are you still married?
Well, we divorced 9 months later.
Oh, bloody hell,
That's
Karen.
the quadrella.
Oh, my God.
You got everything.
Anything else happening with your life?
It's pretty good now.
Yeah. I think you got all of your bad luck out of the
Yeah.
way in a little 9-month period.
It's probably
Goodness
better
me.
to do that. Have a
Yeah.
real bad patch.
It's
and
a
then
bad patch and then everything's all right.
everything's cruisy after that.
Yeah.
Let's head down to Victor. G'day, Ellie.
Oh, howdy, guys.
What happened with your wedding?
I was ready to walk down the aisle in the Botanic Gardens, and my sister screams out, "Stop! Mum hasn't arrived yet. She's lost in the garden."
She's
and then I had
lost
to,
in the garden.
yeah, and I had to wait for my mum to arrive before I could start. And then it turned out some of my cousins also went to the wrong wedding ceremony because there were other ones going on at the same time.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Oh, that's good. Joe at Mount Pleasant, what happened to you, Joe?
So on my wedding day, I was getting ready across the other side of town, and my husband rings me and goes, "We've locked ourselves out of the place we're getting ready in." Him and his best man had gone outside to the courtyard, shut the door behind them, couldn't get back in,
No.
and he goes, "I don't even have the contact details of where we're staying. I can't even ring the guy." He goes to me, "What do I do?"
What do you do? What do
Well-
you do on the other side of town while you're getting ready?
So how
I
did
probably
it end up?
can't repeat what I said
No,
to that. It was
no,
something
yeah.
like, you sort of... So luckily the place next to him was also owned by the same people, so he frantically knocked on their door, got some contact details, rang the guy and said, "We're breaking a window unless you're here in 20 minutes.
Oh, that's good. And it was all good? Did he
Resourceful.
get dressed and everything?
Get
all
there
right?
on time, yes.
Oh, well done,
good.
Joe. All right, that was good.
Oh, they were all very good. Hilarious.
I think the poor lady that got the trifecta.
I know.
We've
We've got to sort her out. That is absolutely outrageous.
Hey, how much bad luck can you have?
Ansett goes bust.
Oh.
9/11 and a divorce.
Yeah.
I mean, that is full on.
Test drive the all-new, all-electric Toyota BZ4X at Peter Kittle Toyota. 3 generations, 1 topic.
Have you ever heard of the generation gap?
On Triple M Breakfast,
Generation gap.
it's the generation gap.
Okay, we got one of the grumpy old men on the line, Reedy. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, okay. There you are. Tell me your generations, because I don't know. I can't get them. Jazzman, what are you?
Millennial.
All right, Jazz, one of our producers, Vinny Shannon.
He's an X.
Scotty's his nickname. Vinny, what are you?
Oh, X, according to Rue.
I don't
I'll
know.
go with X.
Yeah, you're Gen
All right,
X.
he's
yeah.
our music director here, plays all the music. All right, Rue, what's the topic?
The topic is today, can you just ring people, or do you need to text before you ring these days? A lot of the youngsters, don't ring me because, you're not allowed to these days. You have to text them first, or just text.
You got to ask permission to make a call.
Or you just text and do 8 texts in a row instead of communicating.
All right, let's go straight to Reedy, grumpy old man.
Look, if anything is substance, I much prefer to ring.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch these other kids that they end up. It goes on and on and on and on and on, and then the other person comes back and goes on and on and on and on, and then they've got to reply and answer where a phone call. You can say, "Ditch, I was going to meet you at 6:35. That doesn't suit me. I've got to go da da da." But I might add, I have got better with if it was just a simple thing. Rue was going to pick me up at 6:30. I'd just say, "Yeah, mate, that's cool," and I'd text, but I wouldn't ring on that. But anything of any substance, you got to. And
like sacking a coach or something. You'd
well,
ring him.
Yeah, well, you would. You'd like to think you would.
Breaking up with someone, yeah.
That's right, yeah. Right, Jazz?
All right, I'm a little bit split. I reckon when I do business, it's calls, and when it's personal, it's text for sure. I actually do prefer text. And
why?
Well, I just feel like, one, you can get around to it when you want to, and sometimes when someone calls me, I'm just not ready for it. So I can't be bothered dealing with that right now.
I'm in the middle of something.
And then if they don't leave a voice message, you don't know what you're going back to, whereas if someone texts you, you know how urgent it is and you can approach it.
If you answer the phone, you're going to be tied up a lot longer, aren't you?
Yeah, that too. That too.
And I'll just add that I do like the phone call if it is a serious thing, but sometimes it's good to have those things in writing. Like if it's organising something, like you need to be, okay, we're going to do this at this time and I need you to be wearing this and blah, 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 blah. If it's a work thing, it's almost better to have that information put into a text so you can refer back to it as opposed to go, oh, God.
Wouldn't it be in a text if it was a work thing and it was an
But this is what we're saying, that like important calls are usually on the phone and then the casual stuff is a text. But I'd prefer it the other way round almost, you know?
All right. Vinny Shannon?
Well, I think it's more a text thing now, isn't it? Because no one leaves voicemails, so you'd prefer a text so you know what's going on. And the beauty is it gives you an alert on your phone, so you actually don't have to read it. You can pretend you haven't even read the text.
Well, you can't, because people know
you just look at the thing without opening the text, and it tells you there's a text there now, telling me off. So that way I don't open the text. They think I haven't seen the text. Then I just basically avoid it and not call or text
being
back.
rude, Vinny.
Well, so be it.
Yeah, what about people who, I think we've chatted about this, but texting before you come around, you got to do that, don't you?
Yeah, if you're coming around to see someone
Most
in
people
person.
do.
Can we all?
I actually do that.
Can we all agree though that the voice memo is the worst thing that's ever happened to the phone?
What do you mean the voice memo?
Oh, Roo, it's the worst part of texting and calling in one. So it's basically leaving a voice note for someone and then sending that to them.
I've got a mate who's a serial voice
No.
text. Yes.
This is next
That's
level.
Nick.
I don't even know what you're
It's
talking
terrible.
about. Have you had one of these, Reedy?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, my voice doesn't seem to register very well. You know?
Siri doesn't understand Reedy.
Someone gets a message and it goes, "What the bloody hell was that message?"
Reedy's on the terps again.
So when I first started working at Triple M, I was a big texter when I was younger, and then I had the privilege of working with KG Cunningham, and I got told that you're not allowed to text KG because he doesn't know how to text. And I went, really? Okay. So every single conversation KG and I would have would be about 5 to 10 seconds of, yep, confirmed, sounds good, mate. I saw his phone one day. He had 12,742 unanswered texts.
No, he doesn't know how to
He
text.
could only call.
Stubborn bugger.
We'd have like 10 calls a day.
That is funny.
Good on you, gang.
Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Dits and Loz. AutoCam, real-time video from Automasters.
Have you heard?
Your rumour file's been on the money a few times.
Premier says.
Every morning at 7:40am, hear what's happening in Adelaide. First, the rumour mill.
Well, there's a few rumours coming out about Live Golf now, and understandably, it's only a few weeks away now from when everyone will have their eyeballs on Adelaide again after its massive success last year. As we said before, the rumour yesterday was a big driving range, double story, all of that corporate facility. Today, there's another one on the text line, so people are talking that there are going to be no audience, no spectators at the Pro-Am. Did you play in that last year?
No, I didn't know.
But they reckon it was the best, one of the best
played,
days.
Jars played, yeah. Well, it always is for fans because you get really close to the professionals and you
And
can
cel-
walk along with them and
and
talk
celebs
to them.
that are playing.
That's right.
So they said it was,
no
it was a cracking
spectators.
day. Yeah, I don't know why
What's
they
the
would
point
do that.
then?
Yeah.
Just for them to have a little private game.
Yeah, they have a bit of a hit on the course, so they get used to the course. I think that's the main thing, isn't it,
Yeah,
Tits?
work out their meterage and
Yeah.
all that sort of thing.
So, yeah, maybe they don't
All right.
want too much traffic on the
No
course.
spectators.
Were we annoying last year, maybe?
That's right.
Maybe
You
that
drove
was
your
We'll do it
buggy
again, but
across
we
the
don't want
green.
those people there.
There's another text on the text line as well, wants to be anonymous, so at least I read that one first. It's anonymous.
That's rare for Roo.
Yeah, there's another big South Australian business on the market at the moment. Now, we've had a couple in the past. We know OTR is one of them, or there's another business up on the market. So they said, watch this space and you'll hear about it in the coming weeks.
So it'll be sold to something out of state then? Or
Don't know. Who's going to buy it? Might be someone local, might be a listed company, could be a pension fund. Who knows? There's plenty of people that buy, but it's a big South Australian business, they're saying. So watch this space.
Fascinating.
It's your last chance for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Get your tickets before March 27. homelottery.com.au. Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Dits and Loz.
What a goal!
Overnight Sports.
The Crows head to Perth for Good Friday to take on Fremantle. Tex Walker was in the studio earlier this morning and we just talked about what went wrong against Geelong.
We kick ourselves in the foot a little bit on Friday night. We were fundamentally very poor, so we almost hurt ourselves. We gave ourselves opportunities, which was a pleasing thing. But for me, I look at the scope of the year, and we've only played 2 games, but you don't want to continue this form. Like we need to work on a few things and try and fix it straight away.
There's a lot of talk about the Crows midfield. They're using the same players, Laird and Crouch and Dawson to a different degree, but a lot of people are saying Laird and Crouch are too similar. They don't run with the ball, they don't carry the ball, they hack kick it out of there. But they did do a pretty good job last year when the Crows were going well. So Dawson needs to play a little bit better. He'd be hoping he can play a bit better and use the ball a bit better. And then Isaac Rankin a bit more through there, or Rochelle or Pedler or Saligo, who's now fit. So perhaps a bit more dynamic midfield would be what they need over the next couple of weeks.
All right, Brodie Smith will play game number 250.
Yeah, the weekend was well below par for myself, and fully aware of that, and know that I have to be better going forward. So I've had bad games in the past. I'm sure I'll have them going forward.
Yeah, nothing like a milestone game to get you out of a little bit of a form slump. And the forward line tech said as well, just need to compose themselves and use a little bit better. Hopefully that can happen on Good Friday this week.
All right, Port Adelaide getting ready to take on Melbourne Saturday night at the Adelaide Oval. Jason Horne-Francis pulled out late last weekend. Will he play this week?
Maybe I'm learning that a little bit better. I think that's really important that, yes, you've got to put a price on every victory, but you've also got to put a price on being healthy at the end.
Jake Lever, interesting about Ken, he's the first time he's spoken about later in the year, this early in the year. Last year they were just trying to get the games to get there, so I think that's a good thing as long as they get there. To be fit and firing in September, that's how you win premierships for sure.
Essendon's 2 metre Peter Wright fronts the tribunal tonight. Some are saying he'll get 3, some are saying he'll get 4. Wayne Carey, one of the all-time greats, very outspoken about this.
Whatever weeks he gets, I will not watch a game of AFL footy.
He's saying he should not get weeks at all.
Yeah, unfortunately the rules have changed now, and Duck doesn't agree with the rules that have been changed, but now you have to actually try and prevent contact, prevent concussions, which Duck's saying that was a football action. He was already in the move of trying to get the ball, but unfortunately the rules had changed and he will cop a suspension tonight.
All right, in other sport, quickly, the Socceroos take on Lebanon tonight in the second leg of their World Cup qualifier. 8:58 on this Tuesday morning. We've had another good morning. Tex Walker came in and we revved him up to beat Fremantle on Friday night.
Razzed him up. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I want to find this wedding dress.
I know. Poor Tom Mitten and poor his fiancée, by the way.
Yeah, Lyndall, I think.
Lyndall, but he's the one that's in the poo, isn't he?
Well, the dress was in a brown box on the roof of his car when he was packing the car up, and then he forgot to put it in the boot, and he drove off, and it is somewhere between Bolivar, Burton,
yeah,
and
it's in the
Burnside.
shitting it's in the shitting box.
If anyone's got it out there, if anyone's holding out, just we might raise this money over the
There's
reward.
a $500 reward right now.
Yeah,
let's find this dress. Come
Let's
on,
go
let's
to
make
our
these people happy.
and see if we can figure something out.
All right,
Okay.
have a great day, everyone. We'll catch you tomorrow.